Chetasa sarva karmani mayi sanyasya matparah buddhi yogam upashritya machitah satatam bhava. Hello friends, this is the 57th shlok of the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and today we will understand this shlok in detail. So let's first go over its meaning. So the shlok says, Chetasa sarva karmani, which means who contemplates in all actions. Mai sanyasya matparah, which means me, considering me as supreme, renounces everything. Buddhi yogam upashritya, which means sheltered in the union of intellect. Machitah satatam bhava, which means always has a mind from me. So Shri Krishna now tell Arjun that the one who contemplates me in all actions, considers me to be supreme, and therefore renounces everything else, that person in this way, by renouncing everything and engaging one's intellect only with the Lord, attains a mind which is coming directly from the Lord. So this message over here again is a continuation of what he is talking about in the previous few shloks. So basically what he is saying is that initially the realization that God is behind all the activities is not stable, and therefore what a devotee does is that he constantly tries to realize or think that Lord is behind all actions. So the devotee is always trying to see that, in all actions that is happening around him, there is Lord behind it. And by this practice of constantly thinking or contemplating that the Lord is behind all the actions, he then makes this feeling stable. So when he is constantly thinking that in all actions Lord is behind me, and then he acts also in accordance with that, then this sanskar develops in him, that he automatically then starts to see that behind all actions there is the Lord. So if a person is scolding him, then basically Lord is scolding him. If a person is not behaving in a right manner, then the Lord is not behaving in that manner. So he starts to see that. He also then starts to see that if I am getting angry, then the Lord is basically getting angry. He starts to see that if I am enjoying something, that Lord is enjoying it. If he sees somebody else is getting happy, then he sees that the Lord is getting happy. So in all activities, and then he starts to see the Lord in there. And basically that remembrance of God in all activities, that becomes stable in him, that becomes firm in him. And when that happens, then he will naturally starts to see God to be present in everything, and so God becomes supreme for him. He is the supreme object that is to be gone after. So worldly objects such as money, fame, power and sex, they all seem to be pale in front of the glory of the Lord, because he knows that it's the Lord who is acting out through everything. So if somebody is giving him money, then it's the Lord who is giving him money. If somebody is taking money from him, then it's the Lord who is taking money from him. So it's the money which is not important, it's the Lord who is important. If the Lord is happy, then the happiness will come to him. If the Lord is unhappy, then the unhappiness will come to him. So going after money, fame, power, sex and all these things is not really important. They are all just tools that the Lord uses to reward him or to punish him. So going after money, going after fame, going after the you can say vahwai, what you can say, there is the word for it that is not coming into my mind, but thinking that others will think him good, validation. So not going after the validation of others. So all of that is coming from the Lord, right? Because when somebody is validating him, then it is the God who is validating him. That's what he realizes. So all of these things are not important for him. The only thing that becomes important for him is the Lord. Pleasing the Lord becomes important for him. So such a person realizes that what he is really searching for is the validation from the Lord, attaining the Lord. That is what is the person is going after. When he says, though I have lots of money and people will think good about me, then basically he is looking for the validation of other people, but that validation is coming from the Lord itself, because those people are also not really acting by themselves. It is the Lord who is acting through them. So he then starts to integrate his intellect with the Lord itself. The Lord becomes more important, and he also realizes that my activities are also coming from the Lord. So that way, then he realizes that, pleasing the Lord or becoming one with the Lord is the goal of life. So in this way, his intellect becomes one with the Lord. He realizes that my intellect is also one with the Lord. Everybody's intellect is one with the Lord. People might not know this, but their intellect is one with the Lord. It's the Atma which is acting through them. So in this way, his mind becomes one with the Lord, and then his mind also starts to manifest through the Lord. So that divinity starts to manifest through him, and he realizes that all my activities are also coming from the Lord, and he becomes very, very calm in that way. Now he doesn't have to really worry about all of these things. They are all coming from the Lord. He realizes that. So with that realization, he becomes one with the Lord. His intellect becomes one with the Lord, and he attains a mind which is coming from the Lord. So it's a limitation of the language over here. It cannot be really mentioned with a language, but that is the best way in which this can be explained. So that was the message of this Shlok. I hope that I have explained this Shlok well to you. With that, I'll close this video. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.